And be dressed appropriately for court. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I got it. The potty mouth. Golly. Well, shit, they don't say anything. Uh, due to advice from my legal counsel, I can neither confirm nor deny. I was letting DJ know, due to advice from my legal counsel, I can neither confirm nor deny. So, what's up, everybody? Hopefully everything can be heard, but we got a case going on, so we'll get that out the way, yo. Just waiting to get started here. Somebody keep yapping instead of showing up, but yeah, we'll get that underway. Can I, if I, you know how that should go. What do you have on the table? Is that a card? You see that card on the table? Oh, I just got it. Oh, we got the lucky one, yo. We getting blackjacks today. Shit. Two gallons. What is that? Is that 4 liters? That's the big jug. Savage. Yeah, pretty much though. Shit. Is it not metric, imperial, right? I wish I knew how to get your voice in there though. Uh, other than I'm not being able to really hear you that well. Let me see something. Well, Kevin has it anyway though, so that should be fine. I wish there was a way I could mute my mic from you guys hear me, but so the live could hear me. This is why I like PC. You can do all that stuff. I'm actually gonna get back into doing patrols on PC. Let me shut up. It's about to start. When I'm catching his head cut off. Damn. I had everybody cool. court's about to be in session, so that's about to go down, yo. Revenue Canada versus Los Santos County Sheriff's Department.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Campbell. Okay, where is the defendant here? Um, okay, you're way over there. Okay, you know, I can actually see. Okay, that's fine. I can see. All right. So it is officially 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. And can all parties hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, so the court is calling 2024CR0101 Revenue Canada versus Los Santos County Sheriffs. Parties announced for the record, so I want the lawyer to state your client's first and last name.
My client's first and last name, Revenue County.
Okay. And for Los Santos County Sheriffs, can you state your title and your name? Okay, speak up so that the court reporter can hear you. And that's to all parties.
I'm the sheriff. Low Tower High.
Okay, so Sheriff Low Tower High. Okay. And are you Mr. Revenue Canada over there?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you Sheriff Low Tower High?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we have here some pending charges. We have stalking, unlawfully pulling of a firearm, racial profiling, and emotional distress. Okay, so let me see here. So that's going to be, so condition number 1 is stalking, condition number 2 is unlawfully pulling a firearm, condition number 3 is racial profiling, and condition number 4 will be emotional distress. So to the Los Santos County Sheriffs, did you understand that pleading true to violation of condition 1, 2, 3, or 4, the court could find it true and grant the motion and make any sentence the court deems necessary that affects patrol? That's a yes or no. And for the plaintiff, did you understand that any conditions found untrue, that the plaintiff will have sentencing against him? Yes or no? Do you understand? And that's to the actual client.
Me, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes, I understand, sorry.
Okay, so let's see. Are you proceeding with sentencing? And that's to the lawyer, Mr. Gilbert.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client, Mr. Gilbert?
Thank you. I would like to say
Okay. Um, let's see here. And can we, because we do have a viewer on the live, and they're saying that the mics are a little low. So can we again make sure that we are speaking up so that you can be heard on the live? Okay.
Was I loud enough?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to turn you up off of on the party chat as well, since in party chat we can turn people up.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Uh, Your Honor, I want to add something to what I said. I'll wait for you to get finished.
Go ahead.
I also want to add to my statement. They violated my client's rights, declining search and seizures, and they didn't find a weapon. I don't know if I was allowed to say that at the moment, or should I have said that later on? If I was supposed to say that later on, I apologize.
No, that's fine. It's fine. You could have said that.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
fine.
very much. I have nothing else to say at the moment. I'll wait for the case to start.
Okay. And for right now, does the Los Santos County Sheriff's um, have anything to say at this time? You'll have additional time to speak if you do not.
No, you're.
Okay. All right. So we're breaking this down, and there were three videos that were submitted with the evidence. Okay. Three videos. So we're going to break this down video by video. So I hope we are prepared for that. So I want to start with the defendant first. Okay. Um, in video one, you watched video one in its entirety, correct?
Yes, Your
Okay. Can you explain what happened in video one?
Honor. So the plaintiff, he he pulled up to.
Okay. All right. Um, and hold on, make sure we're not echoing. And I just want to hear, what does the plaintiff side, Mr. Gilbert, what do you have to say as far as video number one?
Okay.
Are you going to be asking him questions that he needs to answer?
Yes. Is that okay by the court?
Okay, give me one moment because he'll have to be placed under oath in order for that to happen.
Okay.
So let me see here. So,
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff, I want you to raise your right hand. And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you. You know, because when I'm, talking, I do, walk back and forth. Is that okay with you?
No, it is not.
Okay, so you want me to stay here?
Yes.
Okay. Out of the law within those 3 years. Wow.
Um, all my deputies are in the state. They 4 hours of training to ensure that they're putting out the
Are you okay there, Sheriff?
yeah, this medicine I'm taking it just was clouding my mind. Um,
Or you
yeah,
go ahead and
they're
finish. Okay, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
they're trained by the best people in the world. That's
Okay. I don't want to cut you off. I want to make sure you finish.
I'm done.
Okay. You said 84 hours of training by the best people in the state. Does your department train your deputies?
Um, the my department trains them. Along with we have state police there to help as well.
Okay. Who would you say is the agency that is training them the most?
State troopers.
Okay. Hmm. If, if the state troopers are training them the most, and this is not to throw shots at the state troopers, but I'm going to get into something very critical. Why isn't your department taking the lead in training your deputies that you work alongside? The state troopers, yes, they work alongside you guys, but these deputies answer directly to you. Why isn't your department training them, taking the lead in training? Can you answer that?
Um,
Is something funny, sir? I'm asking critical questions.
no, I can't.
Okay, let me ask you another question. You said 84 hours, and I quote, 84 hours of training. 84 hours of training. What does that training consist of? Can the court know what that training consists of?
Are definitely scenarios, real world situations.
Explain stuff like that in detail.
Our
Uh-huh.
man, do
Uh-huh.
scenarios like that.
Hmm. So would you say, and this is interesting to me, you said you go through vehicle, I guess you get the traffic stop, and they are trained in pulling them over, and you have to shoot them. So I don't want to get something mixed up here, but I want to hear your own words. Why would you train your deputies that every time that a traffic stop takes place, he, she, or they must be trained to shoot them? Why would that even be a put into the deputy's head that if a traffic stop is taking place on a public street with innocent civilians milling about, minding their business, going on with their activities, where little children could be walking around, handicapped people could be walking around, people could be driving. Why would you say, and this was your own word, and I quote, where they will have to shoot them? If I'm wrong, then I would like for the judge to tell me to redirect myself. But I don't think I'm wrong. If every traffic stop that takes place in America does not involve a shooting, am I correct, Sherry?
You're correct, but I also did say the person has
Okay, you did say that. But the thing is, you was not a little too clear with that. Only thing that struck me is if they have to shoot them. But moving on. Okay. Um, I'm gonna get into something. These deputies, can you state their names for the court? Okay. And these deputies that pulled over my client on that day, were they working together? Okay. And who authorized that?
authorized by the sheriff. Us have multiple vehicles.
Okay. So you said most vehicles. You're the sheriff. This is your department. You're the captain of this ship. How many vehicles was in the shop? Was it due maintenance, upgrade? What was the reason the vehicles were in the shop for? How many vehicles was in the shop?
Say around
20 to 25 vehicles that could be out on the street protecting people within the shop. Why was the maintenance not taken care of? Why was 20 to 25 vehicles allowed to be in the shop? That delays response time and keeping persons safe in public. What was the reason there were so many vehicles in the shop?
maintenance vehicles. That's the process.
Were Were these simple patrol vehicles or SWAT units, undercover cars, bomb squads, K9s? What type of vehicles was in the shop? Was it an assortment of vehicles, or was it just patrol units? What type of vehicles was in the shop? The court would like to know that.
Mostly blue.
Mostly patrol vehicles. What was the number of patrol vehicles that was in the shop? 15. So a 15 shop, how many units was out on the street patrolling? How many units was available to your desk? How many units was able to patrol that was out at this particular time when this incident happened? What was the number figure of vehicles that was out on the street? Patrol units. Three cars on the street in the county the size of Los Santos. How many deputies was out on the street in these three vehicles? Sheriff, you don't know that? You're the sheriff. This is something that you're supposed to know. You are the sheriff. This is what you get paid for by the taxpayers of the county and the municipalities within Los Angeles County. Did you come prepared for court today, Sheriff?
Yes, yes, I did.
Are you sure?
Sure.
You need a tissue or something, or I'm not trying to grill you. I just want to know the facts.
Okay, we can continue.
Excuse me? Are you okay? Are you competent and competent to answer these questions? Okay, I'm going to move on to something. These deputies, how long was
Second day.
second day apart or second day together? What I mean by apart was this is their second day patrolling, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I mean by second day together or second day apart, did they patrol the first day in their own unit, and then the second day they were together, or did they patrol together the first day and continued into the second day? That's what I'm asking you.
They worked together on the first day.
Really? So the day of this incident, they was together, correct? And you said the first day they were together, but the second day they was apart, correct? Okay. So how is it that so together, I'm sorry, how is it that they patrol apart the first day, but the second day they was apart?
First day they were together.
I'm
Second day,
sorry, that was my mishap.
yeah. The
Sorry about
second
that.
day,
Okay. So you said the first day they were together and the second day they were apart, correct? It shows in the video. Let me go to my notes. So just bear with me. It shows they were together the second day when they illegally stalked my client and illegally put it over. So which one was it, Sheriff? Was they together the second day or was they apart? Sheriff, did you watch the video recording our client provided on that day? This was their second day of patrol. When you said they was apart, but the second day, when this went down, they was in the same unit. It's clearly marked, and it's clearly visible on the video. They got out of the same unit. Can you explain what's going on? Maybe they were supposed to be separated that day, but they wound up together. What? How? If they were supposed to be separate, they wound up in the same. That's something that's supposed to be checked off by you or a captain. Who is in charge of that? Because you're telling me one thing, cameras don't lie to cameras. So I would like to know what's going
Like I said before, them left together. I believe. Well, let me show you one of your dates in this code.
on. When, how many days, how long have these been patrolling?
That one was
What you said, and I quote, the first day they patrolled together, correct? The first day they patrolled together. The second day they were patrolling separate. Now, this was the second day that this happened. They was riding in the same vehicle together on the second day. I'm listening to you. I asked you how many was these deputies employed by your department. You said 2 days. The first day, they were separate. I'm sorry. The first day they were together. The second day, they were separate. But as I checked with your record, this second day, they was in the same vehicle together. I heard you
they
very
was
clearly. Let me see. Yes, they was.
Okay, let the judge interrupt here for a moment because I don't know if the sheriff is not understanding what you're saying, Mr. Gilbert.
Thank you, Judge.
But there were, and correct me if I'm wrong, there were two patrols that happened, correct? Up until this point, there were two patrols. And so the first patrol already happened. This, what we're in court now for, is the second patrol. This is the second patrol. So this is the second day. So do you understand, Sheriff? And can you get that gun out of your hand?
I don't have a um
records show that that is the second patrol day. So would you like to answer that question again based off of the video evidence that we have? That is the second patrol day. So would you like to change that? Or are you still sticking with the same that you rode together on the first day and the second day they rode separate? Okay, you can proceed, Mr. Gilbert.
Thank you. I'm going over a patrol log from the San Andreas State Trooper here that has attended, and it is hard that these two breaths, X1, got first patrol was on Saturday, August the 17th, 2024. I see them in that patrol here. And I go down to the next day when there was a patrol, Wednesday, August 21st. This patrol showed X1, a Colonel Gilbert, a Delta 1210, and X1, Colonel Gilbert, Colonel Gilbert, with U Sheriff, Colonel Campbell, and X1. That's the second patrol. Now with this patrol, it is clear marked, bear with me, court, and I'll speak to that. It says here, LC, which is the Bobby PA. NP stands for not enough people. NEP stands for not enough people. And but you get the gist of it. As I go down to the next patrol, which is Saturday, August the 26th, I see I don't see X1, and I do not see Deadshot. So, if that was their second day patrol, and there was no patrol August the 21st, now these neither deputies was present on August 24th. How was both of them able to make two patrols when I only see a measure provided by the firemen of the San Andreas State Police? It only shows that they came in contact with each other during August the 17th. X1 was the 21st, but there was no. The 25th, neither one of them was. And it shows in the ledger from the Senate, only people was there were Colonel Campbell Sharp, which is my client, Kilgo Trout, another state trooper by the name of Saint, Also, Hightower Low and Minded underscore well, which had technically different. So, either lying to the court, which is an offense, or facts mixed up. So which one is it? Sheriff Hightower. Judge, can you make him answer? Okay. Sir, how was it? How was the 17th their second day? And that was the first patrol that they was registered on the ledger from the state troopers. How was that their second day, sir? Please explain to the court. Sir, no, there is no next question. I would like to know what, because clearly, competent in what's going. As I said, I would like to know. The court would also like to know. You saying their second day. The 17th was the day with your agency from the academy. So there was no second day. Their first day is stated Saturday, August 2024. X1 and this is their first day. Explain to the court why this is being called their second day. I would like to know why. Please state for the record.
Because of the middle facility training.
Sir, fine. In a court of law, I work very closely with the state police. And one thing they don't do is lie. This is a official state document signed by the governor. This is not a lie. You are sole leader of your department. And as I am understood, you guys are going through budget cuts right now. You guys cannot even afford pen and paper. You have vehicles being fixed up when they should be out on the streets. Your county covers a square mileage of 826 square miles. And you have 3 vehicles on the streets. That is not acceptable. You guys have a $6,472 every month. There is no reason vehicles should be in the shop. I want to know why you stated that this was their second day. Their second day. When I checked the ledgers here provided to me by the San Andreas State Troopers, that it showed that these 2 deputies, because they sure wasn't acting like it, this was their first day, and you're saying it was their second day. Do you know what is in your department, or do you care to know for me? Answer that question to me. Well, explain to to the court, how can you get mixed up between first and second and first? I don't see anything funny here, sir. You're a sheriff. And you're in the hot seat now to ask questions. And the way that I'm looking, failing miserably. There's a lot of smoke signals, but no truth and facts. So I would like to know, was this their first or was this their second day?
Yeah, okay. This is matching the.
No, these questions do need to be answered. And actually, with that being said, if Mr. Gilbert, if you could clarify how many patrols and the dates that actually happened for the court reporter.
What is it you would like to know exactly, Judge?
Okay, listen to me carefully.
Mm-hmm.
When patrol actually took place,
Mm-hmm.
what are those dates?
The 17th of August, the 21st of August, the 24th of August. And Judge, may I add something? The 24th, I'm sorry, the 22nd was marked down as the attendance because patrol was started. So I don't know if you want to add 21st because there's not a patrol on the 20th. But I was provided with a full list for those 3 days.
Okay, so let me say this one more time. Um, the only dates I should hear are the dates
Mm-hmm.
that an actual patrol happened.
Okay. The 17th and the 24th.
Okay. And you said an NEP date,
Yes,
and that was not enough people, correct?
correct. That was the 21st.
And that was the 21st. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, and all right, you can proceed, Mr. Gilbert, with questioning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm going to move on to something else. I will possibly get back to that. Okay. Sheriff Hightower. Where are your deputies at the moment? What's the reason they cannot be here today?
Overruled. Overruled. And I do have another question though for Mr. Gilbert.
Yes?
The date of the shooting, was that the 17th or the 24th?
The 17th.
17th. Okay. All right, you can proceed.
Thank you. I can get on with my same questioning.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Sheriff Hightower, as I had asked you before, what was the reasoning for your deputies not being reported?
Overruled. Next question.
Okay. Um, Sheriff Hightower, was you able to reach out to them?
Overruled. Next question.
Judge, may I say,
Yes.
if you allow me time, I am going.
Not that way. Please move on with your questioning. We do not need to know why these deputies could not make it. You can actually approach the bench, Mr. Gilbert. Okay, can we refrain from talking about the deputies not being in attendance, you do have the sheriff here, okay?
Okay.
So if you can make sure that your questioning aligns with him being here and being able to answer your questions, okay? Because they're not here.
Okay.
All right. You can go back.
All right. Okay. Sheriff Hightower. Let me give you a minute. Full facts of what happened during that day. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's good. Okay. The first time, and this could have been a day, my client, whom I'm not going to take contact with, but seen the sheriff's unit out, was at um, in person was at zero. I stated sheriff's unit. I don't know your sheriff's unit, but you know, just to clarify, was struck by vehicle. May I ask the with that? Do you know at the time why your deputy didn't do or try to pull over the vehicle that struck him? Question? I don't mind it if you.
Overruled. So go on to the next question. And video and stick to video one. Yes, this is good. I'll stick to video one, but that was overruled. So move on to your next question.
Okay. Just check my notes. As my client, it is left hand turn on to the neural right, front was rolling, and my back is rolling. Stop, traffic. And couldn't see the sheriff's vehicle that was involved in that accident. So he drove, stopped at that light, intersection. He made a right hand turn. This would be on Vinewood Boulevard. 043 is where he turned. Right hand turn to go down Vinewood Boulevard. Okay. Came to a stop by the power station. precise 118 a sheriff's unit shows up and puts in the driveway, which seems to me to be watching my client. Was you aware of in the video? Okay. Was they waiting for the support unit to show up to assist traffic stop?
They also dispatch.
Really? I checked with the dispatch, and there was no call made at the time my client came.
My apologies. I was about to get kicked.
overruled. You can proceed, Mr. Gilbert.
Thank you, Your Honor. As I said, and I'll repeat, you're putting money towards something which is good, but it's not good because they can be killed, where they can be hurt, where they can be out of contact with their fellow officers, where they can be out of contact with surrounding agents, where they can be out of contact with you, and where they can be out of contact with dispatch. Do you agree?
No, I don't.
Well, why don't you? Everything I'm saying is facts. That's just like saying you're buying 100 people and you have no sheet to fight on. Does that make sense? You mean to tell that that does not make sense? You go out and you buy pens for your class, but you have no paper. How does that not make sense, Sheriff?
For recess.
No.
May I continue to?
What I'm going to ask that the plaintiff side does, Mr. Gilbert, is that for video one, that we get to, are we done with all the questioning that, are we done with all the questioning for video one? Are we getting to wrap that up yet?
I kind of wanted for him to, ask the question, but I will move ahead. I'll go ahead and move ahead for the court's sake.
Okay, so are you done with video one questioning?
Yes.
Okay, well, the judge has a couple questions for the defendant in regards to video one. Okay. So, did the deputies have a reason to follow the plaintiff upon the start of the video when they were at the intersection where the stop signs and where the plaintiff was making that left-hand turn initially? Okay, excessive use of his horn. Okay, and let's say when the deputies pulled up through, which appears to be like an alleyway, in the video, it was because I know it wasn't the main road, and it looks like they waited on the plaintiff to drive off. Did you see anything in the video that would have given your deputies a reason to pull over the plaintiff? Okay. Okay, and then once the client pulled off and was going to that first light, did you notice anything illegal that would once again explain why the deputies continued to follow the plaintiff?
Yeah, so if
Okay, and then how about from the second light to the third light, which is right before he makes that left-hand turn and gets pulled over as your deputies followed? Did you notice anything illegal that the plaintiff did? So from the second light, he drove to the third light, which is the light right before he makes that final turn. okay, and gets pulled over basically, and he has to pull over. Did you notice anything from the second light to the third light that was illegal that the plaintiff did? Okay, and in this video, at the let me see. Okay, so they also turned on their lights and sirens in this video at the end while the plaintiff was at a red light. What would the reason be for that? Okay, so you said they hit their lights by accident and could not tell it was on?
Yeah, that's
In that video, I could hear the sirens. Are you saying that you could not hear them when you watched the video? What's correct? That you could not hear. Okay. Okay, so you could not hear. Okay, well, I'm here to tell you that they were in the video. Okay, it was clear as day. It was in the video. Your deputies, if they can't hear, they probably shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car, and probably shouldn't really be a deputy. Correct? Would you agree? Okay. Um. So with that being said, if they did not, if they hit the lights by accident and did not know, um, what are you doing now to make sure that that doesn't happen in the future?
it's just like
Okay, in all my years, and not even as a judge, but I've never seen something like that happen. And you said, if I'm correct, earlier you did say you guys go through 84 hours of training, correct? And how much of that 84 hours did they complete then? Out on patrol training, and they're making, would you not call that a rookie mistake? Okay, is it a careless mistake? Okay, and is that acceptable within your department? Okay. Um, with that being said, I do for video one also have questions for uh, the plaintiff, and these questions are directly for the client, your client, Mr. Gilbert. So I need your
Okay.
client to raise his right hand,
Okay.
and I will be placing him under oath as well. Okay, so Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're still discussing video one. Okay, and let's see here. I want to know, upon obviously watching the video, you watched the video, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Would you say that you broke any laws while driving in video one?
do I have to answer that?
Yes, you do.
I can't invoke my Fifth Amendment?
No, you're under oath. You're going to answer the questions that I ask you.
Huh. Yes, outside of the officer's sight, but yes,
Okay. And you do have a valid driver's license, correct?
I do.
Okay.
I'm not used to that car. Is the problem? It's has a lot of power and very bad handling.
Okay, so why is it on the road?
Oh, it's still a car. It's still a legal car that's valid for the road.
Okay. You just said it had bad handling and a lot more power than I'm assuming you're used to, correct?
Nah, I'm not used to. I haven't driven it in a while, so it kind of caught me off guard there.
Okay. Um, so let's go to the beginning of video one when you're at the stop signs, right at the intersection, correct?
Yeah.
You initially make a left-hand turn at that stop sign, and when you make that left-hand turn, would you say you made a proper left-hand turn?
um, let me I make a proper left-hand turn. I would say, I would say, there was a little um mis mistake in the turn, but otherwise on the proper side.
Okay, and what was that mistake?
Once I got in the lane, I kind of crossed over. I believe it was a solid, was it broken white? Yeah, broken white line.
Okay, it was a solid yellow. I'll just remind you. It was a solid yellow. Okay,
Um,
and
oh, sorry.
it was a solid yellow. I watched it a few times, and your car skidded down a little bit more to where you did touch over the white as well. Okay, and as you passed that portion, what happened?
Well, it is a broken white line, so I was trying to pass someone, and I lost control of the car and ended up skidding off the road. Uh, yeah, going off the road.
Okay, so you were reckless driving at that point, or
Well, it was an accident. I wouldn't call it reckless driving, but the officers, there's no way they could have saw that.
okay. So in that video, when you made that left-hand turn and you crossed the yellow line, and just a few feet from that, you crashed into someone, and their horn went off. Okay, they were honking the horn, and it was like a elongated one. You don't think the officers heard that?
I mean, they didn't hear the sirens apparently, but if they did hear that, I mean, they can't, like, it's not, what does that have to do with me? You know what I'm saying?
Sir, you just crashed into somebody. Their horn is honking. You don't believe that the officers would be looking in their mirrors at that point, seeing what's going
You
on?
mean like that? Yeah, if they can hear it, but as like you can see in the video, it's down a hill, so and around a turn. So if the officers look back, I don't believe they would be able to see where I'm at. As you can see, I look back like I showed the rear-facing dash cam, and you could not see the officer's vehicle back there. So there's no possible way that they could have saw mine.
Okay. Um, as I said, the horn was honking, and it was one of those elongated honks. Um, I I believe that would be probable cause for the officers to turn around to see what's going on.
I don't doubt that.
You made that left-hand turn carelessly over the yellow. You don't think they saw that?
Sure they may have. I'm sure they also saw that car crash into them as well, but they let them go.
Okay. I'm gonna say this to you. Um, One thing you're not gonna do in my courtroom is get smart with me. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So with that being said, let's move a little bit down here. So as you're driving on this road, and so you're ready, you almost hit a silver charger that was in the video, right? When you're passing by on the left lane, this right charger is coming out. Now that I'm not going to count against you because technically they started coming over when you were already proceeding to go straight. So you technically had the right of way. Okay. Um, Now, in that video, you did appear to look back, and from my vision, it looked like I could see the cruiser in the very, very back of that video when your camera panned to the back. And I watched that part over and over and over again. And if your camera is at the viewpoint, obviously, of your car, and you can look back, I'm sure that officer could also see you as they're driving forward, okay, for a period of time before you make a turn, okay? But as you're driving, you're you're speeding, right, in the video. Now, I'm not going to say that they might not know your speed necessarily, um, but so we're going to say you were doing harsh braking, and then let's see, when you made that right hand turn and you parked, correct? You made the right hand turn at that light and you parked.
Yes.
It was a red light. You did not use caution when you made that right turn, correct? You just really made the turn, right?
The right turn,
Yes.
it was a right turn. I did look, like I could see as I'm coming up what was coming.
Okay, and the light was red, right? Your light was red.
That I would have to confirm. If you don't mind, just giving me a second there.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the light was red. Okay, the light was red. You did not look. You just went. You slow down a little bit. That's not how you make a right turn, correct? You know that, right?
Um, I mean, I don't understand.
You don't understand what? How to make a right turn?
I mean, you mean correctly? How to make a right turn correctly, or according to the the laws of the road?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. At any red light, it's supposed to be a stop, but I mean, I see everybody do that, including police, so I thought it was okay.
Okay. Are you the police?
No.
Okay, then. So I don't understand where you thought that that was okay because you see police doing it, and everybody else doing it. If everyone's robbing the bank, you're gonna think that's okay too?
If it was police, I would, yes.
Oh, really? Mr. Gilbert, I suggest you speak to your client because I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. If I get one more smart remark, this whole case is dismissed because he knows if people are robbing a bank, this isn't the purge. Even if this was the purge, you still know it's wrong. That's just common sense. So I'm gonna overlook that one right quick, but you might want to just eye your client right fast. Um, Now, when it comes to you were parked on the side of the road and the officer pulled up through the alleyway. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. You were parked on the side of the road because.
As you can see, I just pulled up my phone to see what time. I didn't want to use my phone while I was driving, and I had to um, do something outside of the situation at hand.
Okay, so would you say it was an emergency situation?
Um, you could say that.
It's a yes or no.
Well, I don't know what you would define as an emergency. It was I just know it was something that I would have to pull over for and not drive while I do it. But I wouldn't consider
Okay.
it an emergency to me.
Okay, and would it be safe to say that just about another block away there was parking on the side of the road?
On the side of the road? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Sure, I guess. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, the answer would be yes, because it's pretty much right outside this courthouse. Okay, so just letting you know. Um, And my thing would be when it comes to this, you were parked illegally. Do you realize that?
No, I don't believe I was. There was no parking sign or a red curb.
Okay. Well, in the state of San Andreas, okay, you park where there are lines. If there are no lines, you don't park there. You've had your license for how long?
I don't recall, sir. Ma'am, sorry.
Did you just say sir?
No, I said ma'am, sorry.
Oh, okay. Um, Wonderful. So that was illegal parking. So when the deputies pulled up and they saw you parked illegally, would you then say that they had a probable cause to keep their eye on you for a little bit after that?
No, I would not. I would say that if they were going to pull me over for that, then they should, as opposed to waiting for me to see if I do something else to try and set me up, is what it would seem like. Especially
Okay, so
after,
mm, go
especially
ahead.
after I was parked there and they could see, like at the four-way stop, for example, they could see my complexion through my front window. And when I was stopped on the side of the road next to the police station and they came out of that alleyway, they could 100% see my complexion and see that I'm a black man. So, I mean, if they were going to pull me over, why didn't they do it when I took that turn and crossed over that line, as you said, as opposed to waiting to try and trap me to do something else?
Okay, well, I can't answer as to why they waited to pull you over, but what we're not going to do is pretend like they're going to trap you. Okay, we don't know that. That's just an allegation that you're pretty much fabricating at this point because there's nothing to prove that right now. Okay, so we're going to stick to the facts. Okay, and you were illegally parked. They pulled up. They saw you. Okay, you then pulled off. Correct, going to up to a light. And as you were doing that, um, see here. So officer heard the sound. Mm, okay. So once you pulled up, okay, did you pull up to that first light? The first light. Um, when you're pulling up, did you break any laws at that point? Did you drive safely at that point to that first light?
I would say I drove safely uh, from the point where I pulled off on the side of the road to the first light. As for breaking laws, um, I would kind of like to object as this is my lawyer. Like it's kind of you're asking me questions that can put me in jeopardy of like pretty much ask me to admit whether I committed a crime or not.
No, you're not. No, your lawyer's not answering these questions. You're answering them, and there will be no objection to that. Okay, so again, I'm just going over the video. Okay, we're going over the video. We're going over the facts here. Okay, that's what we're going over. We're confirming. Okay, so when you were pulling up to that very first light, you did a burnout. Do you remember?
I do not recall.
Okay, well, in the video, you did do a burnout, pulling up to that very first light. And the deputies are in the car in that alleyway where they can clearly see the road, right? And you decided to do a burnout in their view as well. So you gave them more ammunition to stay on you and to basically follow you to see what they wanted to do. Okay? And going to that second light, did you drive safely going to the second light? Did you follow
I
the rules of the laws, the rules of the road?
I believe so. I would like to state, if it's okay, that if I did do a burnout from the time where I was pulled over to the set of lights, that I don't believe the deputies would be able to see my vehicle clearly, if at all, where I was uh, at the top of a hill, like they were downhill from me. Now, the camera that I have, it's a GoPro 360, and it's on a stand on the top of my car, so it's up a little higher. So the view that you could see that was submitted, that would be up higher. So obviously, we'll be able to see the deputy clearly. But from a deputy's point of view, it wouldn't be as clear or as high to where they could see my vehicle.
Okay, well, I'm here to tell you that they could see you clearly. Okay, so again, to that second light, you said that you were driving what, safe? You said you were following the rules of the road. That's what you're saying? Getting to the second light?
I believe I was, yes.
Okay. When I saw the video, I saw speeding and I saw that you nearly hit a car next to you. You don't recall that?
I do not recall, no.
Okay, well, the car next to you was to your left and it was a red car. Okay, that's in the video. Okay, so now on video two, I'm gonna bring this back to Mr. Gilbert. For video two, do you have anything that you would like to bring up and speak on behalf of your client or question the sheriff about on video two?
Okay. Judge, can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
Okay, and I don't mean any disrespect to you.
Okay, hold on. Don't say that. Okay, because when people say I don't mean any disrespect, the first thing that's gonna follow that is disrespect. Okay, so don't phrase it that way. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this. As far as the sheriff, and I'm asking this, is the sheriff allowed to, question my client?
If the sheriff would like to, um, he could if he would want to. However, we have to recognize here that the sheriff is not a lawyer, okay, and does not have a lawyer, and is also standing in for the deputies who are technically on the scene, okay? So if he wants to question, he can, but he does not have to.
Okay. Video. As far as video too, um, I noticed with the video that my client was followed to the next traffic light. That's the intersection, um, Bondwood Boulevard, and also, I'm curious, and Jan, I'm directing this, um, sheriff out town. If, you know, it seems that my client did something wrong, why wasn't, pulled over sooner than later?
They had a tow.
Okay, but they followed him from, for not a long way, but for enough time to, why wasn't the traffic stop initiated or it got that far down Bondwood Boulevard to the intersection of Alton Street? Okay, that much I don't understand. If a law officer sees that a civilian is breaking the law, um, why would they wait to see if he's going to break more laws? Because then that is going to be put them continue to investigate from their higher ups, which is wanting to know why they pull him over sooner rather than later, as already. So why would you wait?
Okay, that's overruled because you're speaking as if you are in law enforcement. Next
So I'm not
question.
allowed to say that?
Next question.
Um, that you couldn't hear the siren in the, and you thought that the light would come. Can you explain why? Okay, but you know court, and it's your job as an office to make sure that everything is read. You could switch your right? Why not?
Intelligence.
Your Honor, can that be overruled?
It'll be sustained.
Is he allowed to be proper what I said?
No. Move on to your next question.
Your Honor, I kind of feel like a question should be asked.
Okay, well, I said it no. So move on to the next question. Or is your questioning done?
I have no further questions.
Okay. And I'm gonna give time for the sheriff. Did you have anything for video 2 that you want to ask the plaintiff side? Okay, well, I have a couple questions for you, Sheriff. So in video 2, this is when your deputies pulled over the plaintiff. Okay, and I want to know. You said earlier that it took them a while to pull the plaintiff over because they were waiting to see if he was going to do anything else. Is that what you were saying? And is that standard practice within your agency?
Just
Okay, so it's my understanding that I guess you're saying that the officer, or what are you saying, that the officer has discretion to when they want to pull someone over when they're breaking a law? Okay, well, help me understand. You don't know. You're the sheriff. You don't know. When you just told me that your people have to go through 84 hours of training, and these people already done hit 40 hours of training, and they don't understand when to pull someone over, when to approach someone. They don't understand any of that. Okay. And would you have done the same? Would you have handled the situation the same way? Okay. And I want to know in this video when your deputies had the civilian pulled over in the vehicle and they were behind him, and I read in this report that your deputies stated that they saw a gun from the plaintiff here while he was in the car. Is that accurate? Okay. And when you watched the video, did you see a gun, first and foremost? Did you see a gun in this video while the plaintiff was in the car? It's not a it's a yes or no. Okay. I didn't either, by the way. Um, and I wanted to know in that situation when they, started pointing their guns at the plaintiff here, they also, your deputies kept getting into one another's crossfire. Like they kept moving around as they're aiming their guns at him, and he's trying to communicate. I'm sure you saw that in the video, right? You heard that, correct? There was no audio issues at that point, I'm assuming, or did you not hear that either? Okay, wonderful. So the plaintiff here was trying to get your deputy's attention. They never responded to this, the plaintiff here. They never responded to him. Yet they took out their guns, aimed it, and started walking around carelessly. Would you say that was carelessly how they were aiming and walking around? Or did they do it properly? Is that how you trained them?
That's not how they train them.
Okay. Um, so are they trained when they pull over anyone in the county? Are they trained to ever approach and to speak? Or are they using sign language? So it's been quite a few days since, this has happened. Have you spoken to those deputies about why they didn't speak? Okay. And I just want to know how long have these deputies been with you in your department? Okay, and that equates to how many days on duty? Okay, you already said earlier that they were trained and they have 40 hours, right? Okay, and as far as who trained them, I believe you said earlier the state trained them? Okay, and you allowed them to patrol. You signed off on them actually on duty, going on duty, I should say. Okay. So I'm assuming that you saw that it was they were competent enough to get out there. They should know the basics, I would assume, if they were allowed to patrol, go on duty, because you know that once they're out there, their lives are on the line, right? You wouldn't send your a 5-year-old child out there, right? Okay. Um, it appears that your deputies do not have proper training. Would you say that would be true? And I want to know, why did the state have to train your deputies? Okay, and when did you get back from medical leave? Towards the end of the training day. Okay, so did you ever show up to the training or something? Because you said toward the end of the training day. Okay, so you were feeling better, you were feeling good, so you were in there, you had the chance to basically speak to them, and you would have had the opportunity then to say to the state troopers who were there, I don't like this, I feel like they need more training, correct? That's a yes or no. Okay, so you could not say anything. So the state troopers were in full control of your training of your deputies. When you showed up, you could not have any input when it came.
Oh wait.
Okay, so you did not dispute the training that the state troopers did with your deputies. Okay. Did you have any input on what the state troopers did with your deputies? And what input would that be? Okay, so you signed off on what they were to be trained on. Okay, and did they record this training or anything before you got there? Like, so it's recorded, and you watched this yourself with your own two eyes. Okay, and you saw fit for these people to go on duty. They went on duty, and they're making all these mistakes. But you said that looks good for the Los Santos County Sheriffs? Would you, if you were them and if one of them was you, would you appreciate your leader allowing you to be on duty, not knowing what to do? Because they're new. If you received inadequate training, would you be satisfied with your leader? Yes or no? Okay. Well, that's the same thing for them. Now, when I just want to know, what did you think about the part in the second video when the plaintiff over here is saying, I can't hear y'all, and your deputies just don't even respond? What did you think about that? Uh, uh, they weren't talking. What do you? Why would you try to shift blame to them? That side to the plaintiff. Your deputies weren't talking. Okay. They weren't talking. Yeah, they weren't talking. The confusing part is why they don't open their mouths, right? Okay. Um, Now I'm gonna switch to the plaintiff, who, may I remind, also is still under oath. So I want to know in this second video, when you were pulled over, your car kept moving around. Is that accurate to say?
Yeah. Um, yeah, the cities has rough roads.
Um, you were pulled over, you were stopped, and your car was moving. So I'm confused. Like, what was happening with the road that you're saying that your car continually moved during this stop?
I'm not sure what it was with the road, but I know I wasn't, um, I didn't do anything with my car. Like I wasn't turning my wheel. I wasn't on the gas or anything like that. My car was in park. I had my hands on the wheel, but I wasn't turning. I got my hands on the wheel just so they know, of course, that I wasn't trying to do anything. But so I can only imagine the roads uh was not taken care of, for lack of a better term.
Okay. Um, so deputy, one of the deputies got out of the car, and they didn't approach right away. Well, they really didn't approach really kind of at all. Um, and you opened your door. The car was moving around. Then the deputies, or at least one of them, drew a gun, and then eventually the second deputy drew their gun as well. Do you see the car being in motion like that during a traffic stop? You had tinted windows, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And your car is in motion. Do you think that the officers could have felt unsafe, threatened in any way?
I do not.
Okay. I'm going to ask the sheriff in that part of the video, if you were in the deputy's position and you pulled up behind this car who had tinted windows, and I just want to know, you got out the car is moving profusely. Would you feel any type of way, or would you just, is that standard practice, like cars just move like that? So you would not feel safe, and you would feel that you would have to do something in order to make sure that, I guess, what his hands are being seen, like get him out the car. What would you do? What would you have done? Okay. Um, I'm gonna go to. I know Mr. Gilbert was done with questioning there for video two. Um, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into video three, and I will give the floor to Mr. Gilbert if you have any questions regarding video three.
Thank you. I was Okay.
Yes, you can. Try this on mute.
Thank you. That video, I watched the video. Sheriff had access as well. In that video, the deputies did not get out of their car and which riding in together. They did not get out at the same time. There was a delay. Only thing I want to know is why can you please instruct the sheriff to act to answer the question that I told him, Your Honor?
Yes, Sheriff, answer the question.
I
Sheriff, there was a delay in them getting out of the car together, so please answer the question.
May I continue, Your Honor?
Sheriff, do you want to be held in contempt? Please don't disrespect my court. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Gilbert.
Thank you. I respect that. Thank you very much. Sheriff, I would like to know why your deputies did not get out of their vehicle in sequence. That places them in danger. Even though I know, and this is not speculating here, my client was not going to try to harm your deputy. I want to know, the court wants to know, why didn't your deputy out of their patrol unit at the same time? And why, I'm not going to confuse you. I'm going to do this just like this. Why didn't your deputies exit their vehicles at the same time? Okay, let me try something. Did you watch to its full entirety? Did you watch the full length? So explain myself as well as the court, why didn't your deputy out of the video, I'm sorry, get out of the unit at the same time? That's all I'm asking you. It has a lot to do with the charges. It has to do with the charges being that your deputy was not trained right. It shows that there is a lack of understanding. It shows that there is a lack of know-how. It shows that there is a lack of discipline. It shows that there is a lack of duty, valor, and honor when it comes to patrolling the street. That's what it shows. And I want to know out of the vehicle at the same time. We asking this question is technical, and you want me to explain to you maybe that deputy didn't see what was happening from the deputy's point of view on the sidewalk, and that deputy's point of view on the sidewalk not see what was happening from that deputy's point of view on the street. Because when that deputy got out of his vehicle and spaced out, did not know what was going on, possibly could have been a shooting. So answer the question. Why didn't they get out at the same time if you stated to the court that hours of training? I want to know. The court needs to know. The people know why. The people need to know the reason why didn't they get out of. These are deputies protect, serve, and honor the people of this great county. So I want to know why did at the same time. Please answer my question. Your Honor, can I continue, please?
Continue.
Thank you. You are the sheriff. How many years have you been? 3 years. And in those 3 years, let me back up. How did you become the sheriff? Answer the question. By whom? Who was above you before you was elected? Now, let me say, did you have a rank in the department, or was you just? How did that come about that you can become the sheriff? How many years was you the? About 4, or was it exactly 4? So it was 3.5, not about 4 years. Thank you. And before you were undersheriff, what was your? And how many years was you a deputy? So you was 10 years as a, right? Is that correct, Sheriff? And how many years is the undersheriff? 3.5. So, and you was, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, you 4 years? Hold on. So you have been in for 17.5 years? So in these 17, you went from regular road deputy. Okay, you was a, I'm just saying that. And was that just a regular deputy on the street, or was that in the court? Answer the question, sir.
What is these questions?
These questions are pertinent to what is up. So please answer the question. I will repeat. Were you a deputy for 10 straight years in the courts, in the jail, or on the street? Was it a patrol deputy, or was it a mixture of 10 straight years as a patrol deputy on the street, the mean streets of Los Santos? Is that correct? Okay. And then you was 3.5, you said 3.5 years as a undersheriff. Correct? Okay. And who promoted to undersheriff? Who was the sheriff at the time? Answer the question, sir. I'm sorry, Sheriff. Answer the question, Sheriff. Okay. So, of the county promoted you to sheriff, correct? Answer the question, sir. These are simple questions I'm asking you. What happened with that other sheriff, with Rebel, that was directly over? Why was you promoted to sheriff if there was already a sheriff? What happened?
Overruled.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, getting back to what I was and county as in law. Am I correct? So with that amount of years, great career, that comes with great knowledge, great wisdom, correct? So with me saying that, if you are saying that your deputy got out of the that they was in together as a two-man unit, and it clearly shows, the judge said it, I see, how could you say they got out together and they did not? I'm going to move on to.
And the court would like to remind the sheriff that you are under oath.
Okay. With that slight delay, when the second judge exited the vehicle, there was civilians walking past. Guns was drawn at my client. My client stated that he could not hear them. There was no communication between my client and your deputy. I noticed in that. Anything. it be enough if everything was so checked? Explain that to me. I don't want to interrupt you. Are you finished? This is that. I'm going to say this. Why in God's creation would suppressors be in of law enforcement officers? That is not allowed, Sheriff Hightower. That is not allowed. Why was that in the hands of the deputies? Why was that equipment given out from your staff? And most important, why was that in your sheriff's department? And your why?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I find this is unsupervision, malice, and not being properly instructed on what to do. There is no agent that should have suppressors. Now, I don't know, and I'm not going to speculate, but I'm just saying this. Were these suppressors brought in by these deputies? I don't know that. But I believe my client, as well as the court, as well as myself, service revolvers have suppressors on them. Suppressors are meant fast gunshots when the bullet comes out of the barrel of a gun, which means no one is. I would like, Your Honor, with your respect, to have this Sheriff Hightower to answer the question: why was these weapons had suppressors attached to them?
Okay. It was from my understanding that Sheriff Hata, you're saying that you do not know why there was a mix-up. Okay. Okay, so we'll leave it at that, Mr. Gilbert. We want to finish up the questions for video 3 if we can.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. My question to you, do you know why deputy got out of the vehicle? The first deputy, of course, that was driving, when he got out of the vehicle, why was he walking around back and forth in circles and seemed as though he did not know what he.
Overruled. He cannot speak um, for the deputy, um, and as far as what their mentality was at that point.
Okay.
May I, Your Honor?
No, you may not.
Okay. Give me a second, Your Honor. May I ask of you, Sheriff, to please explain to me and the court what is proper protocol for a traffic stop when it involves a vehicle that has tinted windows?
That's going to be overruled because the state of San Andreas just put out that tenant windows were illegal. Okay, so we cannot go down that road.
Okay. Okay, Sheriff Hightower, what is deputy proper protocol for a traffic stop? Okay. Did your deputy, when they pulled over my client, did they call for assistance immediately when they pulled him over? Did they give dispatch, let dispatch know what was on? Okay. I'm going to ask another question. The state police showed up. Yes, I know that. Was there any deputies in the area that your agency called for assistance? Okay. let me see here.
Let's make
I'm
sure we're
looking.
wrapping up our questioning.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there. Um, your deputy, as the judge has said, was in crossfire and was, you know, didn't seem as though they know what they're doing. Do you, this 48-hour training that your deputy, was that trained on crossfire and how to approach that and how not to get in the line of crossfire? What was that training? Explain to the court.
Mm, yeah, we'll overrule that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Um, am I allowed to continue?
Continue.
Thank you. Can you answer the question, Sheriff? What was type of training if they was given training on crossfire and how not to step into the line of one another or any other respondent, which is firearm training. Basic is basic. I'm asking for particular things such as crossfire. Are your deputies trained on how to not get them in a situation if a shout, which to happen? Do they know what stance to take, what protocol to follow to prevent themselves from shots from their fellow deputies, other responding agents?
Yes or no, Sheriff? Do you understand the question?
So, Yana, can I continue?
Uh,
I'm
con-
gonna wrap this up.
yes, continue. Yes.
Thank you. So your deputies not know common crossfire protocol. So you mean to tell me in this video there was clearly crossfire all over the place. Only agency that had clear sight of the alleged suspect was my client,